Good morning. Congratulations on your conference today. I think it's a really remarkable time to explore the impact of artificial intelligence on the world. Last night, I watched as AlphaGo, the program developed by Google and DeepMind, defeated Lisa Dole for the third time. And it's tempting to consider it to be a, a landmark. It is clearly a landmark, but I think it's important to realize that we're still taking baby steps in many ways. Last night I saw that many of the expert players were referring to some of the moves of the program, for example, as being creative. And I think we have to guard against the tendency to impute human intelligence into these programs that we're designing. At this point, I think that's probably still an overstatement. I would prefer to refer to these moves that have been produced in AlphaGo's success as being novel. And by that standard, AI programs have been producing novel results for decades. I mean, I think we can go back to, for example, the work of Danny Hillis's research in the 1980s, where he developed evolutionary AI programs that were able to perform sorting algorithms, for example, in ways that were almost as good as the best human sorting work. Or, for example, Harold Cohn, the AI professor at the University of California in San Diego, who some time ago developed software that allowed developed programs that basically painted beautiful paintings, which feel very human but are actually created by machines. And so what I see is this tendency to anthropomorphize almost anything we interact with, and I think we need to guard against that. John Searle, long ago in the 1960s and 1970s, basically developed a critique of these programs, showing that they were really not self-aware and they were not doing anything similar to what we do in the process, the biological processes that are involved in human cognition. So I think that it will be really fun to watch over the next 5 years as people explore the limits of deep belief nets, deep neural nets, convolutional neural nets, which are clearly making dramatic progress in cognition. In making dramatic progress in pattern recognition, but whether that matches the sort of the flexibility and the reasoning power of human cognition, I think, is yet to be seen. And I think that's probably best seen in the work in moving toward completely self-driving cars. I still believe that we're more than a decade away from truly complete self-driving cars that are able to work in unstructured environments, on freeways, on city roads. The Google car program has been very impressive, and in China, Baidu and others are exploring self-driving. And I think it's certain that we will see increasing examples of application of AI technology in areas such as driving on freeways under human supervision, driving in traffic under human supervision. And also, it's clear that programs like the Google car program today, in which they've taken the human controls, the steering wheel, the brake, the accelerator out of the car, and designed a car that's targeted for low speeds, limited to 25 miles an hour. That might be appropriate for urban areas. It might be appropriate for campuses or assisted living facilities. But it's still a ways before they can turn today's automobiles loose. In particular, the challenge of the handoff problem is still not solved, and I don't see that it's solvable. And in that sense, I think that it's worth exploring the sort of the implications of what Toyota is doing right now. They've invested $1 billion over the next 5 years in a laboratory at Stanford University, not to create self-driving cars, but to create cars that won't crash. And that's the idea of surrounding the human driver with safety assistance in the form of software and sensors to make us better drivers. And I think over the next 5 to 10 years, I think that will have a tremendous impact. And it's a question of um, augmenting the human driver or replacing the human driver. I think if it was possible to replace the human driver, that would really have profound implications. It would change our cities. It would make our transportation systems more efficient. But I think that the, the challenges of absolutely complete self-driving, I think, are more imposing than some people realize at this point. So I hope you have a wonderful time discussing these issues and the other issues that are raised by the increasing power of AI systems during the next day or so. Thank you very much.